Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today for our regular Thursday lecture. My name is Victoria. I'm the Outreach Coordinator for EducationUSA, and today we've prepared for you a very special topic. In particular, we'd like to discuss studying STEM in the United States, the different opportunities that California offers, and here with us, helping you learn about some of the exciting opportunities offered by California State University, Long Beach, is Monica Stamme, and she will help you get through your applications, talk about some of the programs offered, such as STEM designated as well as accelerated degrees. Monica, thank you so much for joining us today. And before we get started, I would just like to remind everyone that you can put all of your comments in the bar down below, and we'll be happy to answer any of your questions and help you along on your journey to studying in the United States. Monica, the floor is yours.
Hi, everyone. Good evening. I am coming to you from Los Angeles. Thank you so much to the wonderful people at Education USA Ukraine for this opportunity. I'm here to tell you more about studying STEM in California and also any other question that you may have on your mind. Feel free to reach out to us after the show if you have any additional questions. So my name is Monica Stamme. I represent California State University in the city of Long Beach. We are a public university in California, and I will tell you more about the benefits of studying in our wonderful state and at our university. So I was a international student myself many years ago, and I have been working in education since 2017. I have taken students to different countries on summer camps, and now my job is to help new students who wish to apply to the university. So I will be able to explain the application process, the requirements, and how to achieve your education dreams. So let's get started with the presentation. All right. So there are over 4,000 higher education institutions in the United States. So you may be asking, how do I narrow it down? Well, let's start first of all with the state of California. We're located on the West Coast, beautiful weather year round. It hardly gets any snow, it's never too cold. The temperature is spring and summer like 365 days of the year. Specifically in the Southern California area where we're located, it's February, and the average daily temperature is still in the mid to high 60 degrees Fahrenheit. So wonderful location. Los Angeles is one of the biggest cities in the United States. There's tons of different internship opportunities, job opportunities, and also ways to make friends, not just from America, but also all around the world. So there's so many different opportunities here, in addition to getting your education. In the state of California, there are two public university systems. There are the University of California's, which is a research kind of based institution. There's 9 campuses total. And then there's the second public system of universities, which is called the California State Universities. We belong to the CSUs. So we're one of the 23 campuses, and the CSUs as a system is the largest 4-year public university system in the entire United States. So the benefits are you're going to see more reasonable tuition, many different choices in terms of programs that you want to study, majors that you want to choose from, a lot of flexibility too. For example, if you get started with one program, but you decided, oh, maybe math is not for me and I would like to study engineering instead. Well, the answer is there is definitely flexibility. Our advisors will help you to make those changes. And in addition, our campus in particular is located in Los Angeles. So it's an excellent location, super affordable in terms of tuition, and lots of different programs. So that's a little bit of a high level overview. And then now let's get started. I have prepared a campus tour video to show you our wonderful campus. I do hope you will come visit us. I will personally give you a campus tour for you and your family. But for now, I want to just show you a video that one of our international student made of our campus so you can get an idea of the exciting campus life here. So as you saw on that video, the campus is very green. We have many brand new facilities, including the recreation center. It's 2 levels, lots of different workout machines. There's even a rock climbing wall, outdoor pools and hot tubs. We also have many different restaurants. And before the pandemic, we had 7 different Starbucks on our campus alone. There's also a place to get your hair cut, to rent a car. We have little mini convenience stores where you can get your grocery. So you really don't have to leave campus. There's also campus housing that we offer to students where you can live in the dormitories. Very convenient. The campus itself, it's kind of like a small city. There's so many different amenities available, and we're located only about 15 minutes away from Disneyland in Los Angeles, but the campus itself is 3 times bigger than Disneyland. Yes. So I really enjoy walking around our beautiful campus, seeing all the students, and also we see a lot of squirrels on campus. They like to run around, and all the students I've met are always very friendly, very welcoming, and always want to get to know the international students who have come to study here. So let me tell you a little bit more about the city of Long Beach to help you get to know us better. So the picture that you see here is of the Long Beach Marina. That ship that you see may remind you of a very famous historical ship. And I'll tell you what it is. The photo here, the ship in the photo is called the Queen Mary, which is the sister ship of the Titanic. The Titanic unfortunately sank. However, the Queen Mary still stands today as a museum, a restaurant. Many students who study hospitality management will do an internship with the Queen Mary. So this photo just goes to show the vibrancy, how beautiful the marina is. This location is only about 10 minutes away from campus. And on a clear day, at the top floor of the library, you'll be able to see the Pacific Ocean. while you're studying, you can look up and see the gorgeous views all around you. So it really is a wonderful place to study and to live. If you have not been to our beautiful state before, here's a map to help you see where we are. Long Beach is located in the southern part of LA. It's very close to places like Universal Studios, Hollywood, and on one day you can do many different things. For example, we like to tell students about the California Double. That means you can drive about 2 hours away to Big Bear Mountains and do snow sports like skiing, snowboarding, feel and experience winter and touch snow. And then on the same day, you can drive back and enjoy walking along the beach and maybe take a swim in the Pacific Ocean or go surfing. Where else in the world where you can do all of these things on one single day? So that's why it's such a unique place to live, and it's extremely popular for students, not just from the overseas, but also all of the US as well. And this slide kind of gives you an idea about our average temperature around the year. So, for example, the average high in January is 19 degrees Celsius. I mentioned that earlier. And then the average temperature in July is about 28 degrees Celsius. So, as you can see, it's beautiful weather. Long Beach has been ranked as having the best weather in the United States. It's also a very walkable city, ranked number 4 in the nation for being very walking friendly, very safe, very convenient place to live. It's not in the downtown area where it's maybe a little bit more populated. Over in Long Beach, it's more quiet, more residential. You'll be able to even find lots of apartment and housing if you wanted to live off campus. It's more affordable, so a little bit cheaper as well to pay for apartments and other costs. Okay, so let's talk about the campus. Our university is big. We have close to 39,000 students total. And that includes students who are trying to get their bachelor's degree, master's degree, those who are studying here for English, or just here to study short term for 1 or 2 semesters. So 39,000 students. Um, of that, about 2,000 are international students from over 106 different countries. Like I said, we're very diverse and very internationally friendly. Our president mentions all the time, and she's been a part of our videos and interviews welcoming international students to our university. And there's many opportunities. We have over 300 clubs where you can join and make friends. There's also all kinds of activities after school that you can participate in. Many of them are free, and you can join and choose and try different things. So it really has so many different chances for you to grow and develop yourself as well as make friends. So we offer over 150 different types of degrees. As shown on the left here, 85 of them are bachelor's degrees, 67 graduate degrees, and you can also get your doctorate degree from our school too. Okay, so you may, if some of you who have not heard of us before, we're ranked as one of the top best public universities in the Western United States, and that's in a recent publication by the U.S. News and World Report. So they're a very reputable online publication as well as in print, and every year they look at the universities around the U.S. and they rank them. So we're proud that we have always been in the top, 5. And there's many different programs in STEM that I'll talk about that you can consider. They're good choices. When it comes to nursing, for example, we're ranked number 1 in the state of California. We're also ranked number 1 for best value. And best value simply means, you're getting a very high quality of education for a very affordable cost. And I'll talk about tuition next. So we have 7 academic colleges, and within these 7 colleges, there's many different STEM programs that you can choose from, as well as non-STEM. So we love to tell students about, you can choose to do the arts. You can find jobs as a designer, as an artist. You can choose to study business, and we have STEM programs that are available in each of many of these different academic colleges. So first, let's start with the College of Business. Within this college, we offer the traditional programs like accounting, which is very much in demand and quite easy to find an internship and job after you earn your degree. And then we also offer finance, but the STEM programs in this college are the Information Systems program that's STEM designated at both the undergraduate level and at the master's level. We also have the Marketing Analytics program that is also STEM. So both of these programs, we are currently still accepting applications. Classes begin in fall, which is August, so you can still apply. Okay, the application deadline is March the 15th. For this year, we have waived the GRE and GMAT requirement for business. So you do not need to take or submit any GRE or GMAT if you want to apply for the programs on this page for business. Our school is AACSB accredited. That's one thing to keep in mind. Only about 5% of business colleges in the world have this accreditation. So you're absolutely, studying from one of the best team of professors. There's great research has been done to show that we produce a lot of high quality programs. And then in addition, the Princeton Review has ranked Kelsey Long Beach as having one of the best business schools. Okay, so let's then move on to the College of Engineering. Now, not every university has an engineering school, but we're very proud to kind of talk about the many different engineering disciplines to choose from. Everything from aerospace engineering. And I just want to tell you one also interesting fact. We have a Boeing lab on our campus, and one of the Boeing offices is also down the street in Long Beach. So our students get to use a lot of high advanced technology while they're doing their research, while they're studying, working on their presentations with their classmates. We've interviewed students in the past, and they've said they love the hands-on experience in the engineering program. Also, the opportunity to present to different companies in the LA area, it gives them that real experience in presenting to a company, helping to solve a real world problem and presenting solutions. So we very much keep those things in mind in trying to help students getting a very practical education so that it may help you in finding a job and talk about all the things that you know how to do because you went to our university. Okay, so all the programs you see on this page are STEM designated. You can get a bachelor's degree or a master's degree in many of these fields. I would say engineering is really popular for our students, and I'll talk about what our admission requirements are later on in this presentation. Next is the College of Natural Sciences and Math. So being close to the Pacific Ocean, I would say the marine biology program is quite well known. In fact, the professor who leads this program often gets featured on the evening news as well as major publications, both online and in print. He does a lot of research. We even have a marine lab where we have little baby sharks on campus. Many students who are studying in this college can get a job working as a laboratory assistant where you can study all the different animals in the sea. The second picture shows here a vessel that the university uses to take students out to on the Pacific Ocean while they're studying diving. In the summertime, you can study with a class in Catalina Islands. So you see, it's not just in the classroom. You're really out there in the environment, observing, touching, seeing, hearing, it, truly getting to experience the environments and studying the programs. So many different ones to choose from. And I'm happy to answer any questions you may have about something that you're interested in studying. Okay. Something that we don't often think of is the arts, and we have an excellent program, the biggest publicly funded art program in the Western U.S. You may not know, but Long Beach has an excellent film program. If you want to be a producer, if you want to work in the movie industry, many of our famous alumni have also went through the music or the theater program, and then you can also study art or dance. So many different opportunities to kind of find yourself here. This picture here shows you all of our famous alumni that I could think of. There's so many more that would not fit on this page. For example, the famous comedian, movie actor Steve Martin went to our university and graduated in 1967. Steven Spielberg, who is an Academy Award-winning director, also graduated from our university. He's directed so many different movies that I'm sure you may have seen, and probably your parents have as well. And then also Jennifer Nelson directed Kung Fu Panda 2. She graduated in 1994. We have a Olympic beach volleyball player, Misty May Trainer, also from Long Beach, graduated in 2002, and so many more. So it just kind of goes, we're very proud of what our students accomplish after they earn a degree from the university. And we just hope to show you this as a example and also encouragement for kind of reaching and achieving your dreams with a degree from our university. So next, let's talk just briefly about some housing opportunities. Yes, we offer housing, over 3,000 different beds available. So students like freshmen will always get preference. We have dining options. The menu is different every day. There's so many different choices. As you can see here, this is a real picture of just the amount of light and the new facility at the dining courts. Wonderful place to live and study. Cute little squirrels and animals running through our campus. Place to get coffee and tea in between your classes. And I mentioned the student union earlier. They offer a lot of different programs for students, like during the finals week, where there's final end of the semester exams. They put out these hammocks to give students an opportunity to take a nap or rest before a test. There's the second picture, shows all the outdoor study spaces. Why not take advantage of the beautiful weather in California? There's places to plug in your laptop, outdoor Wi-Fi available. So you can study, and the library is open until very, very late. So you can feel very safe walking around campus at night. We are what's called Division 1 in sports. That means the students are playing at the national level. So they're almost like professionals. We have been the national champions in men's volleyball for 2 years, where we also have a basketball team. And when you're a student here, you can go and watch all of these games and watch the players play against each other. Different universities will come to visit us to compete with us, and we always love to cheer our team on. Here is a picture of the Conservatory of Music for students who are interested in studying music. And just many more different kind of facilities available on our campus. Here are some photos of the gym, and just hundreds of other things that you can do. So now let's talk about how to apply, what are the tuition. So I mentioned earlier that we are a state university. Our tuition is very affordable. For example, at the undergraduate level, tuition is about $16,000 per year. And in a single year, there are 2 semesters. So the 16,000 covers both the spring and the fall semester. For a master's level student, the tuition is about $14,620 a year. And we do have lots of different scholarship opportunities, as well as job opportunities for international students on campus. And I believe we could talk a little bit more about that. So, if once you are admitted and you are taking classes at the university, you can apply to any of the scholarships that we have available. It's just one application, free to apply, and every year we have international students who get scholarships. They vary. One year we had a student who received a $6,000 scholarship. Last year, a student from Vietnam got the $1,500 study in California scholarship. So that's one available resource. Second is you can get a job on our campus. Like I mentioned, we're a big, kind of like small city. So there's students can work at the library or do research. Maybe do something that's kind of STEM focused or in your area. In California, we pay $15.50 per hour. You can work up to 20 hours per week. So quite easy to make about $1,000 a month just working, at the university. And then if you need financing, there are many different companies out there that may help. So that's something else you could consider. But just keep in mind that the tuition, I think we have, when I go to different fairs and events, Long Beach always tend to have the lowest tuition. And as I mentioned, it's because we are one of the state universities. And our campus leadership made the decision many years ago to not overcharge international students. So anyone who lives outside of California pays this rate. Even an American student, for example, from New York, pays the same tuition amount as a student from Ukraine. Everyone pays that same, 16,000 for the undergraduate level. So that just goes to show that the tuition, it's definitely something that you can solve if that was one of the questions you had in mind. So in terms of the application period, we accept students twice a year. You can apply in the spring and in the fall. All of these deadlines are for the application, and also the third column shows you the document deadline. So that means the English scores and the transcripts that you have to try to submit once you apply. Okay. In terms of English requirements, we do accept different exams such as the TOEFL, the IELTS, and we also accept the Duolingo, which is new for us. We just started doing this a couple years ago when many test centers were closed, but the Duolingo is online. So we've seen that has really been a good choice for many international students. As you can see here, depending on which level you apply to, we have different minimum scores required. So for example, on the TOEFL, we are looking for 61 points. And then just notice for the IELTS, there's a minimum score for each section. Okay. For freshman students, if you have never done college before, you can be considered as a freshman. And so for this admission, we are looking for overall good grades, mostly A's and B's. And once you apply, we will calculate your grades and convert it into the American grade point average system. And we're looking for a 3.0 GPA out of 4.0. And like I said, that just means mostly A's and B's in high school grades. Okay. For those who want to study STEM and nursing, we need at least 3 years of math and grades B or better in math. There's no SAT or ACT, so you don't have to worry about taking those exams. And this page is only for a student, like I said, who recently graduated from high school and now wants to go to college to get their first bachelor's degree. Now, if there's anyone here in the audience who's already in college in Ukraine, then you have the opportunity to transfer to our university. And so what we require is completion of at least 2 years of college at your current institution before you're ready to transfer. And then we require at least one college level math class completed. And then, of course, high GPA to make sure you meet the academic requirements. And some programs like art or design may require you to present a portfolio to show the kind of work you've done. But that's mostly for art and design majors. Most of the other majors like engineering, business, it's only going to look for your academic coursework to see if you completed at least 2 years of transferable courses. And we're looking for 60 units, by the way. Okay. And lastly, this is the requirement for our graduate programs. So for minimum 2.5 GPA, and then for engineering, math, and sciences, we require mostly A's and B's. Now, graduate, what this means is you're someone who already earned a bachelor's degree, and now you want to come and get your master's. So this is what this page is talking about, is that we're looking for good grades, and then some programs may require the GRE, but some may not. This year, all of our engineering programs have waived their GRE requirement. There's also, typically, it takes about 4 years to earn your bachelor's degree. And then also for the master's level, it takes between 2 to 3 years. We have some accelerated programs, such as the accelerated MBA program. You can finish that in less than 2 years. We also have a 1-year master's program in the College of Business. Most of our engineering programs are between 2 to 3 years. So you can try to finish your if you choose a program that has an opportunity for you to get your degree faster. I would say definitely take a look at those. Let me know if you have any questions about that. But we do offer accelerated programs in business. We have STEM programs available. I think Victoria shared the brochure already, and on the brochure you'll notice any program that has an asterisk, which is like a star shape next to it, that's STEM designated. So once you have a chance to take a look at it, you'll see we have STEM all over the page, many different programs to choose from. Okay, and then here is the website to submit your application. Now, after you have had some time to think about it, and if you're interested in apply to Long Beach, this is the website you would go to submit your application. This is the same website that all 23 of the California state universities use. So you can create one application and send it to multiple universities. Okay, and this is our email and also website. If you have any additional questions for us, we offer one-on-one Zoom appointments. I'm happy to be with you or your parents, and we can talk to you, in more detail. I hope today was just a very high-level overview to give you an idea about the different programs and opportunities here. But do email us, if you want to chat again.
Thank you so much, Monica, for such an amazing presentation. I've immensely enjoyed it, and it was such an immersive experience. I think we really got an inside look into the life of a student at the University of California, and I particularly enjoyed the information you've shared about the different programs and different activities on campus. And I hope all of you share my excitement for the programs Monica has presented. I would like to remind any of you who have maybe just joined us that this stream will be available to watch afterwards if you have been unable to link in with us sooner. So you'll be able to get all of the information and you won't miss out. For any of you who still have maybe some questions or are interested in learning more about the university and its various programs, please do not hesitate to put in the comment down below, and we'll be more than happy to answer all of your questions and to share our knowledge with you. And I actually have a question of my own, if you don't mind. So I would actually like to ask you, what are some of the things that admission officers at the University of California look for in students besides their academic performance? So what are maybe some of the important things to highlight in an application?
Excellent question, Victoria. So I would say, first of all, I mentioned earlier there are over 4,000 different colleges and universities in the US. And so each of them have their own admission requirements. So it's the students are doing the best right now, which is by doing research, attending webinars and presentations such as this to gain a better insight and knowledge into the process. So I can tell you about our university's requirements, which will be different from another university. But typically, high level speaking, universities will look for not just a strong academic grades, but maybe extracurriculars, any kind of accomplishments like clubs or organizations, or any awards or accolades the student has achieved in high school, things that they are proud of, that they want to talk about, any certificates that they have won, or sometimes there's an opportunity to write an essay or just a short statement, talk about their education dreams, why they want to study at this university. And then some schools may even have like a testing, additional testing requirement like the SAT or the ACT, although there is a trend to kind of waive those requirements. So it started with the University of California's, they waived their SAT, ACT, and also the California State Universities have completely permanently waived the SAT and ACT. So that's no longer a requirement. So that was a little bit high level. There's different areas. A lot of universities are looking at the overall student, not just at their grades. So, but for us, for our university, we receive thousands of applications a year. So we do not ask for an essay. There's on the application you can talk about your all the activities you've been involved in outside of school. But I would say the primary focus will be to just kind of make sure the student has met at least one of our English proficiency requirements. That's an indicator for success in being able to understand all the courses and communicate. So English is the first one to kind of check off. The second is looking at their grades from high school. If they want to study, math or engineering, we want to see have they done well in math in high school, because that's indication of whether they can handle the type of rigorous coursework in college if they're in a engineering program. So the second component will be looking at their academics grades in high school, and really that is all that we look for from our university. We keep it very simple, and I love to tell students it probably takes an hour or two to complete the application. Very straightforward. So that's one of the conveniences of applying, is that you can do it on your own, and we don't really ask for too much other information.
Thank you so much for your answer. I think it's really helpful to anyone who's currently looking to apply to university and who's maybe worried about writing essays, collecting recommendation letters, and all of the work it takes to apply to a university in the USA. And to follow up on language proficiency tests that you have mentioned. So a lot of students in Ukraine are currently struggling with taking their exams, seeing as the centers for, let's say, IELTS or TOEFL do not currently work in Ukraine due to the situation. So I would like to ask you, is there any chance for students to submit their test results maybe later once they arrive to the USA? Or, as you've mentioned, there's an opportunity to take Duolingo?
Yeah, that's a great question. So our university requires the English scores up front because that's one of the requirements to make sure that the student meets all of the admission requirements to get into the university. But I would say, different universities have different kind of flexibilities. So it's an excellent question to ask and see, has something changed? What are some ways that the student can still meet the English requirement if they can't take a TOEFL or an IELTS? Our university, we decided to offer and accept, I should say, the Duolingo score. And it's online based where the student can do it from their home. All they need is a reliable internet connection, a personal computer to then take that test, and we will accept that score to meet and pass the English requirement. So that's the solution that we have been offering for international students who can't get to an actual test center.
Thank you so much. I think that's great news for anyone who's worried about their test scores and making sure that their application is the best possible. In connection with that, I would also like to ask another question that has to do with application fees. So as you can probably imagine, for Ukrainian students, application fees can be quite a bit of trouble. So is there any chance that California State University offers perhaps any waivers for Duolingo or a chance to waive any other application fees?
A great question again, Victoria. So we understand many students that could really help them, and we would love to offer something like that. It's definitely a common question. At this time, we don't really have the ability to waive the $70 application fee. Um, but I would say, really, for students, I think they should kind of take a look at the overall education decision. And what I mean by that is kind of considering the location of the university, the different programs, whether that's a good fit for them. And then kind of also understand like the admission requirements to see if they can meet the requirements. Then I would say we welcome them to apply if they feel like I can meet these requirements. And then just also consider we offer one of the most affordable tuitions that I have come across. I mentioned earlier, it's about $16,000 a year for undergraduate students, but unfortunately we don't have the ability to waive the application fee. What we have been discussing internally is that could there be a way where a student maybe apply first and then pay the tuition later after they get admitted when they come to the US? But that's still an ongoing discussion, and as a university we kind of have to figure out how does one do that. We have not been able to offer that in the past, but hopefully there's some solutions in the future. We definitely hear that request from students.
Thank you so much. I think that's a lot of valuable information that a lot of students would really do well to take to heart and consider before applying, and also before making an investment in their education and in their future. Another thing that I think a lot of our Ukrainian students are often wondering about are the different financial support opportunities, different scholarships. So maybe you could share some information about the program that California State University offers, but also maybe some other organizations that collaborate with the university.
Yes, definitely. So there's many different external as well as internal scholarship opportunities. One example for external is through an organization called Study in California. There's many different universities that join to be a part of that organization, and they all help to fund the scholarship. So every year they will open up the application for any student at the undergraduate or master level to apply. There's some requirements like good grades, and then maybe recommendation letter, an essay to submit to be considered for that. So that's an example of an external scholarship. There's many different websites that students can also look into. And I believe Education USA also has some resources online. The students can take a look and just do some research on their free time. And then internally, because we're such a big university, we belong to a big system, there's system-wide scholarships as well as campus level. So our students have applied for those in the past. The application is open twice a year, in the spring and in the fall. And once it's open, there's pages and pages of different scholarships available. So students can just log in. Once they're a student here, they have a login. They can go into the scholarship information, take a look at the C, how much it is, and also what the requirements are. And it takes just one application, free to apply. I would say many times there are scholarship that goes unclaimed because we did not have enough students apply for them. So we absolutely encourage the students to go ahead and try. You have nothing to lose. So in addition to scholarship opportunities, there's also jobs that students can apply for. It always looks good on the resume to have some work experience. Most jobs on campus are entry level that does not require previous experience. We provide training as well. So students can submit their resume, apply for the jobs. We have a dedicated career office with advisors to help students practice interview, how to write a cover letter, how do you write a resume. We offer free workshops to help get the students prepared. Show them, where they can go and apply. In our office, we have hired 3 international students total. Different departments that we work with, they all understand that international students can only work on campus. So that's why there's many different jobs available. All students have to do is just apply.
Thank you so much for your answer and for those words of encouragement. And if any of you are wondering about the resources that Monica has mentioned, please do not hesitate to reach out to Education USA. We'll be sure to provide all the links and details and help you on your journey to your US education. And we actually have a question from the audience. So Elena, thank you so much for joining us today. And Elena asks, do future students have to fulfill any medical requirements to go to California? So to have a vaccine card or something like that, especially in view of the pandemic?
Yes, great question. Yes. So in addition to all the standard different types of vaccinations that's required by most universities before an international student can begin their studies, there's also probably COVID-related vaccines as well. Now, we have allowed students who can enter the U.S. to get their vaccine here, and it's free of charge. We offer the Moderna, the Pfizer, the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. So you could either get the vaccine before you come, or you can get it in the US. So for the COVID vaccine specifically, that's the options. But there are other standard vaccines that are required beforehand, and I think those you may have already gotten when you're a little kid or just growing up. I know that I have just throughout the years. It's those ones. So you just need to kind of have those documents ready to be able to upload online, and that's kind of one of the steps to complete your admission offer, is to make sure you have all the vaccines finished, completed, and then uploaded as proof. So 2 sets of different types of vaccines, I would say.
Thank you so much. And it was a real pleasure having you here. I think we've all learned so much from you, and I have got a real inside look into the California State University and the different opportunities available there. I'm sure a lot of our students would like to learn more about that in the future. So I hope we'll be able to stay in touch and continue collaborating. Thank you all for joining us today and being wonderful viewers as always. I hope to see you next week for our next Thursday lecture. And for all of you at home, please stay safe and I'll see you next time. Thank you.
Thank you so